So you observe your thoughts, you observe your emotions, and you realize that you're not it. There's another part of you that can observe these things. So you're kind of stretching that awareness faculty. And anybody can do it, and it can take 30 seconds. If you just sit still and close your eyes and try to focus on your breath, you'll note that you can't, because your mind starts thinking and playing around, and the Buddhists call it monkey mind. And just watching that enables you to realize that, oh, I'm not fully in control of this thing, but I can watch it. So that awareness, that strengthening that awareness is what mindfulness is all about. But it's essentially being present with what is non-judgmentally, and what that means is being open to whatever experiences are coming up for you or around you. So, in mindfulness, we do things like we mindfully walk very slowly, and then I'd come to the ward and see patients walking in a similar way, kind of thing. There are so many parallels. And then you have experiences through meditation over periods of time when you have a very sort of strong feeling of interconnection with everything. You almost touch a layer deeper than everything else. Through having those experiences, you can understand what patients are experiencing when they're talking about connecting with other things, whether it's hearing voices or the wall talking to them. And similarly with emotional difficulties and your ego, your sense of self, which is something that we develop from the earliest years of our lives. It's molded, it's culturally kind of identified over time. And as we develop this sense of self, it is something that we have created. It's not necessarily a static thing. This sense of self we have, as it gets bruised and battered, it can sometimes inflame, and that can lead to all sorts of disturbing experiences, but at the same time it can crack, which can lead to that beyond the ego coming through, whatever that is. And it's very hard to put into words. Many different spiritual traditions use many different words for it, and something like 84% of people, 70 to 80% of people who have had what are called severe mental illness describe themselves as very spiritual. And they describe their spirituality as very important to them. And that's something like 5 or 10 times higher than the rest of the population. So yeah, that kind of helps you sort of just have a bit of a framework, and therefore an openness to whatever spiritual interpretation people are having within their experience. And an inability to say it's not all wrong, it's not all bad, it's not all illness, it's not all pathology. There's something really profound and genuine and important in there, and we shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I've been teaching mindfulness to psychiatrists for a couple of years now, and we have a talk about this at the end of our retreats. I run retreats for them, and almost all of them, when we talk, we have conversations based on this content. And the first time I did it, I was a bit nervous. I didn't know how people would react. But now I'm pretty relaxed, because almost all of them say, I always knew that. I always thought there was something genuine, So even the guys who have spent their lives training to sort of label it all and push it all away, even they are being distressed by this, realizing that there is something that we can really cherish in what they've experienced. And that I think is something that we're moving towards, and so I think the terrain is really ripe for a different kind of paradigm.